So complacency and comfort are dangerous to the life of anybody who's trying to get anything done, but especially to the Bible believer. Amos chapter 6 verse 1 says, "Woe to them that are at ease in Zion." And the people in Amos's time, they had the mentality of nothing harmful or bad can happen to us because we're God's chosen people and God loves us, and so therefore he has to protect us no matter what evil, rotten, terrible things that we do. And we see throughout the Old Testament that that's not necessarily the case. That the Jeremiah 29:11 thing, I know the plans that I have for you. Yeah, you read the context of that. God's about to send them into captivity for 70 years because of their sin. But God is saying, I know the plans that I have for you. I'm not going to utterly destroy you, but I am going to punish you because you're being dumb. Anyway, so we get in our minds sometimes, well, that can't happen to me because I'm such and such a person or because I believe such and such a thing. The New Testament tells us to, if any man thinks that he's standing, he better take heed lest he fall. Everybody is capable of failure. That's the thing that we're good at. Hezekiah in the Old Testament was one of the kings of Judah, and he was known as the praying king. He was a good king by and large, and he got sick one day, and that sickness, it put him down, and Isaiah the prophet came to him and said, this sickness is going to kill you. God told me to come and tell you, you better get ready. And so Hezekiah rolls over in his bed and he cries out to the Lord and he says, God, remember, that I've been your servant and all of these different things. And Isaiah's not even out of the courtyard yet. And God tells Isaiah, turn around. I've heard Hezekiah's prayer and I'm going to grant him 15 more years. Well, in those 15 years, there was a son that was born to Hezekiah named Manasseh. And Manasseh wound up being the king after Hezekiah. And Manasseh was a terrible king. He was wicked, and he reinstated, all these idolatrous practices and all of these different things. And how can such a wicked king follow such a good king? Well, the answer comes from observing Hezekiah's attitude in those 15 years. So Hezekiah, he had gotten sick, he had recovered. Some people from Babylon came and said, hey, we heard that you were sick and your God restored you. We just wanted to come and, encourage you or give you gifts or whatever. And so Hezekiah shows them all the treasures of the kingdom and all of these different things. And Isaiah comes to Hezekiah and says, that was dumb to show your enemies all the things that you have. They're going to rule over, your people one day, not in your lifetime. And Hezekiah basically says, as long as it doesn't happen in my lifetime, I don't care. That's complacency. And complacency will bring a Hezekiah about. Complacency kills. Don't be complacent. Keep pushing.